Not every negative reaction should be dismissed as a healing crisis. In fact, people hate hearing that. As practitioners, we have to remain objective. If symptoms are severe, if they are rapidly worsening, if they are dangerous or outside what would reasonably be expected, then the client should be evaluated properly. Never use healing crisis as an excuse to ignore something that really does concern you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our 10-minute training. Today, we're going to be talking about how to explain a healing crisis to a client. And this can be a big thing that we come across a lot when we're working with patients in microcurrent therapy, depending on the individual. So this is going to become one of the most important conversations you might have to have with clients, and just really helping them to understand what can happen when the body begins to heal and rebalance itself. Now, many of us are going to have experienced this scenario. A client starts a new protocol, they begin treatment, and a few days later, they say, I feel worse. My symptoms are flaring up. Is the treatment working? Should I stop? These conversations can either build confidence in the moment or create fear, and sometimes even bring a full stop to the process. So today we're going to discuss what a healing crisis is, how to explain it in simple language, the potential positive aspects of the process, and how to help clients navigate this safely and confidently. So what is a healing crisis? Well, a healing crisis is a term commonly used in holistic and natural medicine to describe a temporary increase in symptoms or discomfort that can occur because the body is restoring balance. The important idea is not that the body is becoming sicker, but rather that it may be increasing circulation or detoxifying or mobilizing stored waste products, repairing damaged tissues, which can just bring on fatigue or shifting patterns that have existed for a long time. And as these changes occur, clients will temporarily notice things like fatigue or headaches or some digestive changes or just mild aches and pains, even emotional outbursts. Sometimes things like skin reactions can happen or changes in sleep patterns. And a very simple way to explain it to clients is, sometimes when the body begins cleaning house, things can feel a little messy before they feel better. But it is important to note that not every symptom flare is a healing crisis. So we must always assess really carefully and ensure that significant or concerning symptoms are something we actually do take seriously, not just brush it all off. So why could it happen? Well, the body is constantly adapting. Many chronic conditions develop over months, years, or even decades. And as healing begins, the body may suddenly have more resources available to address things that were previously being suppressed or compensated for. It's like cleaning out that cluttered house or like a garage, right? At first, it looks really bad. It often looks worse than when you started. Things come out, dust gets stirred up, the room becomes chaotic. But that's part of the process of creating order. And similarly, when the body begins improving that circulation and reducing inflammation and enhancing the communication of the cells, or even just increasing elimination of the tissues, you may feel different before you feel better, right? One of the biggest mistakes practitioners make is overcomplicating this explanation. Clients don't need a complicated physiological lecture. They need reassurance and understanding. So a simple explanation might be, well, your body has been dealing with this issue for a long time. And as things begin to shift and improve, it's not unusual to experience temporary changes in symptoms. That doesn't automatically mean something is wrong. It means the body is adapting. Another one that you could try is something like healing is not always a straight line. Sometimes the body takes 2 steps forward, 1 step back, then continues moving forward again. It's also important to emphasize here that the goal isn't to make symptoms worse. The goal is to help the body function better. And sometimes temporary fluctuations happen as part of that process. All of these things together can help clients understand that healing is dynamic, not linear. Now, many clients become frightened when symptoms temporarily increase. This is where education becomes important. Potential positive signs can be improved circulation or increased elimination or improved detox, greater nervous system activity or shifts in inflammation patterns, even just increased awareness of areas of your body that do need support. And in some cases, clients will report sleeping more deeply, feeling emotionally lighter afterwards, experiencing reduced symptoms once the flare passes, greater energy, for example, after a small dip. So the key message is that temporary discomfort does not automatically mean harm. Sometimes it's just reflecting a system that is actively adapting and responding. Now, when a client experiences a healing response, the goal is not to panic. The goal is to support the body. This may include slowing down if needed, right? Sometimes the protocol is simply moving faster than the client can comfortably tolerate. So reduce some intensity there. That can help. Focus on hydration. Adequate hydration is super important for microcurrent, but it's also important for so many other aspects of life. Circulation, detoxification, cellular function, all of these are supported by hydration. Prioritize rest as well, because the body often heals most effectively during recovery periods. So encourage them to sleep, encourage downtime, encourage them to reduce stressful things from their life. And supporting elimination is important too. Healthy bowel function, movement, hydration, these things help the body process change efficiently. But I think the biggest thing is going to look at something and say, I got to stay consistent here. Because one of the biggest mistakes clients will make is abandoning a protocol at the first sign of discomfort. Sometimes these minor adjustments are needed. And if it wasn't this protocol, it's going to be the next one they try. But consistency often allows the body to continue adapting successfully. Now, this is possibly the most important part. What if a healing crisis is not a healing crisis? Because not every negative reaction should be dismissed as a healing crisis. In fact, people hate hearing that. As practitioners, we have to remain objective. If symptoms are severe, if they are rapidly worsening, if they are dangerous or outside what would reasonably be expected, then the client should be evaluated properly. Never use healing crisis as an excuse to ignore something that really does concern you. Instead, assess it carefully, prioritize safety first. Now, when clients understand what may happen during the healing process, they become less fearful, and more importantly, they become more confident. So remind them healing is often a journey of adaptation. It's not a straight line. Some days may feel better than others. Sometimes symptoms may fluctuate, but with proper guidance, with consistency, with patience, the body often becomes more resilient over time. So thank you everyone for joining me. Hopefully you will find this helpful in dealing with your clients. If you have any questions, as always, just let us know. Thanks. Bye for now.